Here with Hecate's Needle. Welcome to my craft room. This is Flosstube number 53. It is currently June 26th, Thursday, 2025. I want to start off by saying thank you to all my subscribers. Welcome. Welcome to those of you who just pop in once in a while to see what I've done. And welcome to those of you who have just discovered me. Everyone is welcome. Now we are joined here today by the lovely Artemis, who is sprawled out in the floor, taking up most of the floor. Jellybean and Hecate are on the little palm tree thing. Jellybean is asleep in the little house. Hecate's on top cleaning herself because, oh my God, I touched her. And now she's filthy. But anyway, and no one can put you more in your place than a cat, okay? But anyway, hi. You're looking at your sister. Why? What do you want, Hound? It didn't thunder. It's fine. Here comes Artemis. She wants under my desk. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it thundered in Ethiopia. We don't know. Is my stuff in your way? Seriously? You just gonna flop down on top of it? Okay. Are we comfy? We good? We got this? She said maybe. But anyway, here we are. Welcome to the jungle. That is my home. Anyway, today I have some cross stitch, I have some sewing, some garden, some life. Got a little bit of everything. So we're going to go ahead and start with cross stitch. Now cross stitch, I have a new start, I have some progress, and I have a fully finished object. And we'll start with that one. If you recall, last video I had showed you that I had framed my Haunted Hollow piece, the stitch along, but I wasn't sure about it because at the bottom of the frame it had a blank spot. Well, I fixed it. I did. I fixed it. And now it looks like that. Now I went ahead and filled that blank spot with some ribbon. And I think it looks fine. It just takes away the blank spot. That's all it really did. But it's little ghosties and pumpkins, and that's relevant to the picture, so I just used that. She came over here and now I have dog hair on my nose. Okay. So there's that. I fixed that. Now the new start. My new start is a kit, and I've showed this before. This is the one I'm doing for my husband's Christmas present this year, and it is a kit by Designworks, and it's another sushi cat. Now I'm doing this as a companion piece to the one I did for him last year. He absolutely loved that one, so I figured this one would be another good one to go with it. I am using all kit materials, so it's just a plain white 14 count Aida, the floss that's included. I'm not changing anything out. I do have a frame to go with it. Now, what did I do? My needle must be in there somewhere. That'll be fun when I stick my hand in the bag. Yay! Now, this is my start. I managed to put in 618 stitches, which put me at 22%. So that's a good start. This is the tray of sushi, and this is a sleeve. Now these kits, they are fairly quick and easy. They're all full crosses with backstitch, which I don't mind backstitch. So a backstitch is fine. Backstitch to me is quick and easy, and I can get it done. But that's where I've gotten on that one. It is being housed in my veggie bag made by me. And I've officially begun my Christmas stitching. Yay! Now I'm not going to stitch one for my son this year. I may do a bookmark or something for him, but I'm not going to do anything huge like I normally do for him. Just because I don't have the time at this point. He has decided he's not moving to Europe, but now it's too late, because normally when I do one for him, it's a big one, and I don't have the time this year, so I'm not. But I might do, just something small. I do still need to work on my daughters, though. I have not begun that one, but it's coming, maybe in July. Now the next one I worked on is being housed in this bag. It's just flowers. This is my oldest project, and it is a kit by Mill Hill. Moonstruck. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I love the colors, and how could I not like anything with a little Hecate on it? Now I'm using all kit materials. When you saw it last time, it looked like this. Well, I pulled it out and managed to put in 583 stitches, and that put it at 74%. And this is what I've got. Now I've completely filled in this bottom part. I still need to backstitch the spider, but that'll only take a few seconds. And I am working on filling in all of this magenta. I didn't do any beading this time, but I'm trying to get all of the magenta put in, and then I'll do the last few, like beaded branches and things, and bats, that sort of thing. But that's where it is now. I love it. I love the colors. I think the colors are absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so that's that one. The next one I worked on was my least favorite project. Now this one, I am pretty sure this one is a no-name kit from China. And maybe not China, but it's definitely from somewhere that is not a native English speaker. I have no clue what company it's from. The only information I have is this. It is a stamped kit. My mother found it somewhere for 99 cents and picked it up and just threw it in with my Christmas gifts. Not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, 2023. This is the only information I have. But as I said, it is not from a native English speaking country, because the tips at the bottom of this, number one, this pattern's printing pigments is water soluble. Stop to get wet. Number 2, the picture is only for reference as for embroidery friends without any commercial activities. Number 3, in order to make the embroidery clearly visible, so use special symbol substitution. One symbol instead one embroidery thread. When embroidering, the actual embroidery thread color shall prevail. Please carefully check the corresponding code block and thread number on the drawing. As I said, not really a native English speaker, but that's okay. My mother sent it to me. I will stitch it. Now, when you saw it last, it looked like that. And it's hard to tell on these stamped kits what the hell I've stitched. So, but I'll show. I'll show and explain. This is where it's at now. What I worked on was this dark color here, 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 and then I filled in a lot of the vase and some of the confetti stitches in the flowers. That's what I worked on. Now I put in 1,719 stitches, which put it at 34%. So it's a third of the way done. Now, the thing about this one, it's on the usual stiff canvas. And I have arthritis here in both hands. And I stitch in hand because holding a hoop or a Q-snap or any of those things hurts my hand. This stiff stuff hurts my hand. So before, I couldn't even stitch on it for an hour at a time before my hands hurt too much and I'd have to put it away. Now, that being said, my amazing son, for Christmas last year, bought me one of these. This made all the difference in the world. And yes, I keep it in the box when I'm not using it. I have hoops. I normally don't use them, but I do have them. I put that in a hoop and put it on that stand, and it was great. It was fine. So that stand made a world of difference, and with that, I'll be able to get this done finally. But that's where it's at now. I am using all the kit materials. Obviously, in the stamped kits, you don't really have a choice. It is being housed in another little flower bag made by me. The next one I worked on is a stitch along. Well, it was last year's stitch along from Owl Forest Embroidery. It's their Treasure Island stitch along. When it's finished, it'll look like that. Now, when you last saw it, it looked like that. However, now it looks like that. I put in both of these two guys. Now, for this one, I managed to get in 1,380 stitches. That put it at 35% done. What I'm trying to do is get all of the guys done along the outer edges, because this middle piece is the treasure map, and that looks like fun to stitch. I don't like stitching the guys, but I will get those done first, kind of like eating your vegetables before you can have dessert. But anyway, that's where it's at now. I love this project. As I've said before, my husband and I both love this book. So as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to stitch it. This is a 16 count Aida that I tea dyed myself to give it the old aged parchment look. And I love it. Now, this one is being housed in a little bag made by me. It's just little polka dots. And then the last one I worked on is being housed in this bag. It's my Animal Crossing project. Yes, I finally managed to get some work done on it. This is my Animal Crossing Polly Pocket by Glitch Stitch AU. Now, this one I did as a start along last year for the summer solstice with the Nightshade Needleworker. However, I only got about 100 stitches in before I started my Christmas stitching and put it away. So I didn't get much progress done. However, when I spun the wheel and it landed on this project, I made it a point to get some progress done. Now this is being stitched on a 14 count Aida. It's just light blue. And there we are. I've got the outline of the bonfire. We're starting to get into the waterfall. So yeah, I got that done. I put in 1,568 stitches, and that put it at 4%. This is a big one, as you can tell from the size of this fabric. This is a blanket. But anyway, so I got some progress done on that one, which makes me very happy. I've been dying to put some stitches into this one. So yeah, those are the projects I worked on. Now, I have been working on trying to catch up my check sheet. As you can see, I finally got April all caught up. I only have 2 more projects to touch to get May caught up, and then only 4 more for June. Now, what I do is in the morning when my husband goes to work, he goes to work about 7:15-ish. I get up at that point, get dressed, and I have my either mocha or tea or whatever I'm drinking that morning, and I will usually sit out on the screened-in porch and stitch until my daughter wakes up. And depending on what I'm stitching, whether it's block stitching or just confetti, I can get anywhere from like 200 to 400 stitches in before she wakes up. And when I spin the wheel, now typically for my projects, it's 500 stitches. Spin the wheel, stitch on that until you've got 500 stitches, then put it away and spin the wheel again. Now, this morning, when I spin the wheel, it landed on the Vampirum. And that one, I need to stitch 1 piece because that was a stitch along and I want to get it done this year. So I'm going to stitch on that until I've got 1 piece complete. Now, I will say that one is from Noctiflora, and her projects are usually pretty quick and easy to stitch. So I don't predict it'll take more than like 2 days for me to finish a piece on that one. Depending. Now, some of the pieces are huge, but hopefully not. The other projects typically are 500 stitches a piece, except for my botanical black work. That is 2 squares. But that one's caught up through until July. Now, I finished the second guy from Treasure Island this morning, so that's when I spun the wheel, and it landed on Vampirum, so I will start stitching Vampirum tomorrow morning. So, that's my progress. I do not have any haul. I have not been shopping. This is a low buy year, so I've not done any shopping this month, or well, this 2 weeks, however long. So I don't have anything to show. Plans will remain the same. I'm going to get my check sheet caught up, and I'm going to continue going through these pieces. For every 3 pieces I finish, I can start a new one until I get my WIP list down to 7 projects. Once I hit 7, I'm good, and then I can do what I want. So the only stitch along I allowed myself this year was a Halloween stitch along from Fat Quarter Shop. However, I have not seen one this year from them. Now maybe I missed it, I don't know, but I've not seen one. So if there's not one, I don't have to worry about it. But that means I can start a stitch along if I so desire. But we'll see. We'll see what stitch alongs are out there, if any of them I like. I really wouldn't mind doing a Christmas one because I don't have any Christmas projects going, and I would like to. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's it for cross stitch. Sewing. Now for sewing, I have actually done some stuff. I made my daughter a little summer sundress. It's just made out of t-shirt knit. It's just a nice, loose, comfy sundress that she can wear. Obviously it's pink and has hearts because she loves pink and she loves hearts. She chose the fabric. I use this pattern. It is a McCall's pattern. I will say I did have to alter it. I can honestly say I have never used a big 4 pattern for either me or my daughter that I did not have to alter. Now, I have used patterns to make clothes for my husband, and I didn't have to alter them. But for the women's patterns, I have had to alter them every single time. And then they just announced that the big 4 patterns have been sold to the same liquidator that liquidated Joann's, and oh my goodness, you know what, everybody's out there, you know, panic buying all the patterns, and I'm just like over here like, I don't care. I hate to say that, but they have not updated the dimensions for the sizes in decades, and they aren't made for women who are shaped like women. Now, I am well endowed. I am curvy here. I am curvy. These don't fit me. But I did alter it. I do know how to do that. I altered it and made her sundress. So I did that. And then the project I have from the Spin the Wheel for my sewing projects, all my quilting. I have a mosquito bite on my arm. I don't know when or where or how I got that. Okay. It was the Petals Table Runner. This was a kit I got from, I believe, Fat Quarter Shop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Fat Quarter Shop. Way back when I used to get the Sew Sampler box. So you only get a partial kit. You don't get the whole thing. But I have cut out all the pieces. It's all cut out. Now I just need to stitch together the top and then get the batting and pick out something for the backing and get it all stitched up. But I have got all the pieces cut out. So I can start stitching that soon. And will start stitching that soon. My crochet, I made a little friend. I made a little friend. I think he's cute. I did crochet this. It's out of a thin chenille, so he's soft. But I made myself a little friend to keep me company. My husband's crochet, he's still woobling. He has determined he's going to become a wooble master. I don't, you know what? It makes him happy. Okay. That's all I got. He made a little baby shark. And he made a little watermelon. Both of these are from Wooble's kids. He's working on finishing a rat. You know, it makes him happy. That's all I can say. He's enjoying himself. So those are his makes. Again, I have not been shopping. I don't have anything to show. So, gardening. In the garden, it's hot. It's hot. I have started back up my garden channel. It is Heat Stroke in the Garden. I will put a link to it below if you're interested. It's hot. That's all I can say. We're still harvesting blueberries, buried in blueberries. We are harvesting peppers and tomatoes. We've harvested our garlic. It actually did surprisingly well since we dug it up and moved it here from Texas and then reburied it. It actually did well. The tomatillas are flowering, but they're not producing yet. Our bush beans are burning up, so they're probably done. We'll plant some more in the fall though. My herbs are fine. Sweet potatoes are growing wild. Summer squash, it got too hot, and I don't think they're gonna really do anything, but we'll see. They're typically more early summer, or I should say spring, not early summer, spring. Down here in the subtropics where we are. But that's the garden. We have finished another flower bed around the trees. We bricked it in, put in some topsoil, and it doesn't look like much now because I planted it full of bulbs. Caladium bulbs, freesias, tuberoses, rain lilies, all kinds of bulbs. So once they start growing, it'll be fine. It'll fill in quickly. So that's it with the garden. Life. Well, we did go for Father's Day to the Mississippi Aquarium. That was fun. We got to see an albino shark. So he was really cool. We got to touch some small sharks, and of course, you get to pet the rays. We got to touch some little sea urchins and things like that. That was really neat. It was a nice day. Now, it was kind of disappointing the otters weren't out. We didn't get to see those, but we got to see all kinds of things, and it was a nice trip. And then after we left the aquarium, we drove along the beach. That was nice. It was just a really nice, relaxing day. Other than that, we've been working around the house. As I said, we put in a flower bed. We did that this past Sunday. And lucky me, I got overheated. Severely overheated. So it took me a few days to recover. Took me a few days of staying inside. But I'm better. I'm fine now. See, yes, I am the color of dead people. I have no color. However, I do not burn. I do not tan. I stay the color of a corpse. I just get freckles. Because red hair. The problem is, since my skin does not flush, it's hard to tell when I'm overheating. And so it's real easy for me to overdo it in the heat before anybody realizes it. So that's what happened. Now, obviously, now my husband is paranoid and limits my outdoor time when he's home. Which I bear responsibility too. I felt myself getting too hot. I just kept thinking, I just have a few more things I need to do and then I'll go inside. And that few more things was just a few more things too much or too many. But that's okay. I'm fine. I'm recovered and I'm fine. And I got out of it without a sunburn. He did not. Which actually offends him. That he burns and I don't. But that's okay. He'll live. Anyway, that's all we've done. Like I said, for Father's Day, we went to the aquarium. That was very nice. We enjoyed it. It was a nice, relaxing day. We do want to do more fun stuff because basically I told him I'm just damn sick of working around the house. I mean, to be fair, I get it. He's at work all day, so he hasn't done much around the house, but that's all I do. And I would like to do some fun stuff. So we'll see what we come up with. We're going to start looking around to see what's around here that we can just take maybe a little day trip once in a while. But anyway, that's life. That's what's going on. Other than that, we're all fine. So that's all I've got for today. As usual, if you saw something you like, hit the subscribe, like, share, comment, notifications, all that, especially comment. I do love chatting with y'all. I really enjoy it. I'm kind of isolated because, of course, I have a special needs daughter to take care of, and then I also suffer from PTSD and anxiety, so it's kind of hard sometimes for me to leave the house and go out by myself without my husband. So I'm kind of isolated. So I love chatting with you guys. Comment all you want, whatever you want. Just be kind. Kindness costs nothing. Kindness, we need more of that, especially in our world today. But anyway, I'm out. I have a hound right under my feet and halfway under my chair. I have a passed out jelly bean. Okay. And Hecate is in her little pink bed, which is just too adorable. It's too adorable. There's the little Hecate. She is comfy. She's got her Hello Kitty blankie. And she is out. And there's her brother. Or at least his leg. And here we have a hound. So that's my house. Snickers is out there somewhere. Chances are Snickers is taking advantage of the fact that his brother's in here. And he is probably on the kitchen cabinet in the basket. So he's probably having a nice quiet little vacation right now from his brother, the bully. But anyway, that's it from me. I hope all of you have an amazing weekend. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. That's very important. water, plenty of water. And I will see you next time, 2 weeks from now. Until then,